Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today I am so excited to present you with another token teaser segment. Today we have an incredible project that we're looking forward to sharing with you. And I've got a gentleman that's getting ready to pop onto the screen that knows everything about this project. He is an executive advisor to Filmio. And without any further ado, Ian, welcome to the show.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
I am fantastic, man. Thank you so much for taking up some of your valuable time and sharing it with us today. It's very much appreciated.
Well, I'm glad to come to you from this fake background that was generated for me by this app we're on. And, it looks kind of, warm and comforting. So, yeah.
I love it, man.
How you doing?
So I'm having a fantastic day. And once again, I'm super excited about this project. Actually, I don't know if you were aware of this, but my 18-year-old son works for the YouTube channel, and he spends a lot of his time researching projects and looking for, great projects that have a little bit lower market cap, so that we really believe that there's some room, but we're looking for the Microsofts and the Amazons and the companies that are going to be around for a long time. And we're also looking for projects that are in an exciting area, of the world. So when we came across Filmio, we thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. As you mentioned off camera, we're talking about a $300 billion global market that you guys are tapping into. So we're going to get into all of that, but just real quick, if you want to introduce yourself to my community and maybe just give us a little bit of your background, maybe when you started, getting involved in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and how this, crazy Filmio idea all came about.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, Brad. It's great to spend some time with you today and talk about my favorite subject. And so my background, as it's relevant to all this, kind of started in advertising. And I ran a small boutique advertising agency for a decade in partnership with one of the people other executive advisors to Filmio, a guy named Don Richmond, who is the CMO. And one of the companies that we represented was a telecommunications company, and the CEO of that company was a gentleman named Brian Hertz. And Brian Hertz is the executive chairman of Ingredient X and one of the executive advisors to Filmio. And Brian hired our advertising agency to help him with his telecommunications firm. So we had me, and I would call myself a creator. The thing that I do that I love the most in this world, that I think I'm the best at, is writing. And I have been a writer most of my life. In fact, in the advertising business, that's kind of the side of the puzzle I was on. I wrote, and Don drew, although Don's an incredible writer. But the two of us created advertising and marketing with those two basic parts to it. So Brian, this visionary, brilliant technologist, we would pass in the halls in his telecommunications company, and he would say, the entertainment industry needs to change. And I would say, yes, I agree. And we would have these conversations, and then the conversations became more formal, and we had 5 people sitting around a table on Friday afternoons thinking about it. And that led us on a journey to where we realized that there might be an opportunity to create a platform. This is pre-blockchain, pre-cryptocurrency. We're just going to build a platform like a Twitter or a Facebook where you can do this. And there was a number of challenges that we hadn't really figured out how we were going to overcome. And we wrote some business plans, and we finally decided to get serious, and we bought the name, and we launched a website, and, we started developing.
Right.
And right around the time that we got serious, Brian went on his family vacation, although I always laugh when he says vacation because the guy just always works. He just loves what he does so much. And he comes back. We're sitting in this conference room, and he looks at this group of 6 guys, right? And he says, "We need to migrate to the blockchain." And I said, "What's the blockchain?" And he said, Ether. I said, "Nope, never heard of that." And he said, "Bitcoin." And I was like, I heard of Bitcoin. I mean, in 2017, if you hadn't heard of Bitcoin, you weren't on the internet. It's just as simple as that, right? And that was kind of the first conversation. But we had our executive chairman on one side saying this is a great idea. And then on the other side, we had Chris Davis, who is our CTO and one of the smartest people I know from a technology standpoint, saying this sounds like a really interesting idea. And off the proverbial cliff we jumped. And, honestly, one of the interesting things for me about my career was when I started in advertising, you would make ads. I mean, you'd use wood, and you'd literally freaking build an ad, and you'd put it in a box and you'd ship it to a place, right? And then all of a sudden technology came in, and you had a CompuGraphic machine that would strip out type. And then there was this thing called a computer. And, PageMaker. And all of a sudden, you either had to learn how to use the computer to make the ads, or you had to leave the business. That was the first time that happened to me. And in the advertising business, the second time it happened was with data, when the whole industry said, it's no longer Lee Clow standing in a room saying to Portia, "Yes, I know how to make great ads." It's now I have this data that I can show you that's going to prove that my ad is going to work. And all of a sudden I was like, okay, so now I got to learn data, or I got to get out of the game. So we learned data. So jumping off the cryptocurrency cliff for me was kind of something I'd already been doing as my career had evolved. And I think that's a metaphor for this whole journey. I don't know that any of us really had our hands around what we were trying to take on when we started. I mean, we knew some stuff, man, and we had inroads, and we knew people that were successful in the industry, and we heard all kinds of stories, and we knew, I'm a creator who's on the outside. And if I had a secret bent on Filmio, it's to use this to muscle my way into the inside, because creators in the world, our research says there's like 5.4 million creators that don't have access to the machine. Oh. That $300 billion a year global entertainment marketplace, that machine, the majority of it is controlled by pretty much 6 US mega studios. And those US mega studios don't make programming decisions primarily based on quality of content. They make them based primarily on potential for revenue. Which means, and because of their massive size and the size of the machine, they're not very good at making small films. So what does that mean? There's no money for small filmmakers, and all these amazing creative people out there in the world that have all these great ideas can't get into the machine. That's it right there. And okay. The industry evolved. We have an industry now that's full of all these kind of middle pieces that take money, right? Like the theaters and the distributors sit between the fans and the creators. And the agents sit between the actors and the studios. And there's all these hands in there grabbing at the money. And the money's always been kind of weird and ridiculous. I mean, you know, the guy at CAA calls the guy at Studio X and says, hey, if you buy my actor a car, he'll be in your movie. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, that's a little bit of a joke, but it's really not that much of a joke. And those successful businesses that don't need to exist anymore are all trying to figure out, because the whole world is trying to figure out now what's going to happen with entertainment. Distribution, which was forever the chokehold. You could maybe write a movie. I could write a movie. You could write a movie. All you need is a computer to write a movie. It doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie, but you could write a movie.
Right.
And then, so that's the total size of the people who want to play, right? But of that size, then the people that can actually get the money to make the movie, it goes way down to here, right? And then in that group whatsoever, you could maybe raise the money to make the movie, but that doesn't mean you can get anybody to see the movie, because distribution for so long, and I think I read once somewhere that there were like 50,000 fully completed feature films that have never seen the light of day or something. I mean, think about all that just stranded assets and the millions of dollars in production money that went in to make those things that are just sitting on people's shelves. It's like one of my greatest laments about this industry is there was a television show called Snowpiercer. It was based on a movie, and they made a television show. And I actually really liked the television show. You know what I mean? I did. And they did 3 seasons, and I was into it, and I was looking forward to the 4th season. And then it came out that Warner Brothers had decided that from a tax standpoint, it was best to, now they had already done the production. So they literally made the 4th season, put it in the can, and put it on the shelf. And then I think it was New Line or some, you know, one of the other streamers came in and they bought the rights to it and it showed up on television. But there goes another weird thing, which is all of a sudden the show I love that I already paid for the streaming service to watch, there's now a 4th season, but it's on another streaming service. So I got to go buy that if I want to watch that too. So the creator and the fan is the least important part of this thing, which without them, what is it? It doesn't exist. So that's a really long way of getting you into the idea that that's what Filmio is a place where fans, creators, and investors can leverage technology to collaborate to bring great films, TV, and let's call it Web3 content to life.
Awesome. So, you know, over the last few minutes, you went through, you know, a lot of the problems and the things that maybe need addressed in the entertainment industry. So let's pop over here to your website, which is film.io, and maybe you could kind of go through some of the solutions. How does Filmio address and solve some of these problems that you've, you know, so eloquently, you know, put out there in front of us? And I totally agree with you with everything that you said. So let's kind of get into the platform and show how you guys are fixing it. So
let me just make one correction. What you're looking at here is the actual application. This is the platform. There is a website at film.io, which is the brochureware for this platform, but the platform actually lives at app.film.io. So it's app.film.io. And as you can see, I'm going to start our journey not logged in. So once you put in app.film.io, you show up at the website and you hit the login sign up button and you put in your email. And if you are like me and you have an account, you'll just hit login. If you don't, it'll take you through the sign up process. You can also join using your MetaMask wallet, and you can also join through Wallet Connect. So I'm going to hit the button, and it's going to ask me for my code. I'm going to give it my code. Okay. All right. So when you log in, the application puts you onto the Explore page, and it starts the sort in trending. So the Explore page is where you can find all the projects that are on Filmio. I think there's about 170 right now.
Okay.
And
real fast, let me interject something super quick here. So we're going to put the link, that app.film.io link, right in the top of the description, and it's also going to be in the first comment of this video. And folks, you guys are going to want to go create your account because Ian and the Filmio team have been so generous, and they've actually created a quest for the Infinite Crypto users, the community here that's watching this video. And if you go create this account and go through the quest, the first 5 people that finish this quest are going to get $100 worth of the fan token. So thank you so much for your generosity. And I know that the 5 people that win these tokens or go through the quest and get these tokens are going to be super excited to have them as part of their portfolio.
Here's the thing, Brad. It's really simple. I want everybody on this call to hang out with us on Telegram and to join our Discord and to follow us on Twitter. But what you have here is a tool to give you a voice, to be able to influence the next great blockbuster. Because that's what we're talking about here. Is there's amazing projects on this platform from really talented and visionary creators, and you as a fan and as a participant can influence which of those get made. So how does that work? So anyway, thank you so much for this opportunity, Brad, and I look forward to finding out who the 5 winners are that complete the quest first. So
absolutely,
here you go. Like I said, it pumps you into the Explore page, and we're going to talk about the different things and how it works. But when you're on the Explore page, just know that on the left-hand side, you can vary your view. You can, there's a Creator Collaboration Award contest, so you can see which projects are a part of that. There are governance proposals because Filmio is a DAO, and whenever there's a governance proposal, it's posted here. These are both completed, but you can go and you can see what the outcome was, what the vote was about, why the vote existed. You can see your favorite projects. There's a Filmio update section, and you can do things like you can make a bug report, you can go to our knowledge base, find out more information. There are Filmio tutorials, and you can subscribe to our release notes. Another thing that you can do that can help you with the platform is you can click on the Filmio Resource Center. There are guided tours that you can take. There is our knowledge base. There's submit a ticket. We've licensed ChatGTP, and ChatGTP has, scraped all of our stuff. And when you ask a question like, how does the DAO work? The answer that you get is being generated by ChatGTP from all of the information that it has collected from all the interactions on the platform. So, up in the top, you have your top line menu, and the first button that I want to show you is Create. So here's the thing. If part of the problem with the entertainment industry is access, then the first thing that we think that you should do to turn it upside down is give access to the world. So anyone from anywhere can join Filmio, and if you're on the platform, anyone on the platform, you can launch a project. It's simple as hitting the create button, giving it a title, selecting some genres, project type, putting in a log line, putting in a story, and attaching some artwork. reviewing, and submitting. Because, again, access is important. And since this is a collaboration between fans, creators, and investors, we believe the algorithm and the technology and the human interaction combined will do the best possible job of elevating the projects that should get elevated. And I'm going to go into that more. So anyway, so the next button next to create is explore. There's a newsreel. I'm not going to talk about that yet. There is a notification center that just keeps you abreast of the things that are going on. There is a buy fan button, which I'll talk about a little bit later. There is an available fan button, and then there is an avatar in the far right. When you click on that avatar, it brings you to a drop-down menu, and that drop-down menu allows you to go into some specific places for yourself. And the first thing is if you mouse over your name and you click on it, it takes you into your profile. And I'm going to start here because everybody on the platform has a profile, and all of the project pages for the projects actually follow the same basic format. But what you can see here is this is my page. And a page has the name. There is a verification button, which we'll talk about for a minute. And there's an edit profile button. There is what we refer to as a header image. And on your profile page, this is just something that we invite you to post that will help people understand what's important to you. Clearly, a Mafia Don Seagull is what's important to me. So the next is a sub nav, and I want to talk about this because this is really important. So the dashboard is where you can see things about yourself or see things about the person's profile. You can see links to their social. You can see projects. If they're a creator and they have a project, it'll be there. You can find out more if they have some story. You can also see where they are in the DAO membership journey. And what is a DAO membership journey? So part of what we've done to help people on board into this world is we've created this journey tool, gamified the process of getting deeper into the application. And when you start, you're unranked, and all you had to do was get approved to get on there, and you got the blue avatar frame. To level up to a bronze member, you have to follow 5 projects, you have to review 2 projects, you have to set up a platform wallet. And if you do, we'll give you a bronze avatar frame, we'll give you some fan, and if you came in through an airdrop, we'll give you a portion of the tokens that were promised to you through the airdrop. Silver, again, more to do, right? So now you got to follow more projects, and this time you're going to have to stake some fan tokens and then level up to gold again. So it's really just getting people. And one of the things that happens in gold is called verify account. So you can be on the platform and you can be unverified all the way up to gold. But there's 2 things. You can't progress past gold, and you can't actually participate in any of the financial offerings that will be and are available through the platform without verifying. So, it's a KYC tool. It's a third-party tool, and the tool asks you to upload, a legal proof of who you are, and it does that 3D swishy head scan thing, and then it verifies you, and that gives you access to all of the platform now and in the future. And then platinum, which I haven't achieved yet, you have to refer 40 users onto the platform. So it's good for us. It gets you into the platform. It gets you to do things, and it also helps you understand what's important about the platform. So the next button is the newsreel. So the newsreel is a place where you can post information about you, things that you think are interesting. Because people don't just want to know about projects, they also want to know about the, people who make the content. If you go to Fandom, which has like 340 or 320 million monthly active users, that's kind of a lot of what it is. So we've brought some of those things in here, and you'll see as I explain it more with relation the newsreel to a project, why this is important. But we believe that part of what's important in the world is that creators become marketers, because for better or for worse, the rise of the influencer creator is here. And some creators are going to be very good at building their own audiences, and they're going to be able to cut out all the middlemen, because they've literally, they don't need them anymore. So I'm sorry, let me go back here. So anyway, the next button is projects. And this is if you're a creator. So if you're a creator, you might have projects here. I have a project that's mine, which is Pitch One. And I have a project that I am an administrator of, Beer Crawl, which is owned by Chris Davis. And then I have another project called The Smallest of Murders, which is in a draft mode. And what a draft mode means is when I hit create and I go through this process to submit my project, when my project goes live, what happens is I go, okay, hold on, back here. Here, I'll just click into it. So I have to submit this for approval, and I can't submit the project until I've added all the assets. And I have to add a log line, a lookbook, a header image, and a log line, a lookbook, a header image. And once I've added all of the materials, then I can submit it for approval. Like I said, this project is currently not submitted for approval. It's in draft mode. And when a project is submitted for approval, it's reviewed, and the only things that are being weeded out are pornography and hate speech. But Filmio, as a platform, doesn't believe that its posture should be that it is the arbiter of what is a good project or a bad project. The algorithm and the users, the fans on the platform, that's their job to determine what is a good project and what isn't a good project. So we're trying to keep the bar for participation as low as reasonably possible. Connections is all the people I'm following and all the people who are following me. And we'll continue to evolve the technology to make certain aspects of this richer. Then, you can only build so much at any given time. And then this is a really important part of it. So this is your wallet. And in your wallet exists your fan governance tokens. And how you leverage the influence on this platform is through using your fan tokens. A couple things I want to point out here. So first of all, when I launched this profile, that was on April Fool's Day 2023. And on that day, I had 2,500 tokens. Now, today, there's 51,000 tokens, and that's because I have used my tokens to support projects. As you can see, 50,000.84 of those 51,000 tokens are currently staked to projects. But just understand that of these tokens, I've earned all of these tokens as reward tokens. So I know this sounds like a lot. So imagine that your job as a fan is to support a project, right? You go to the Explore page and you start looking for projects. We'll use the Isle of Boar. I kind of think this project is weird and interesting. And so now I've gone to the Isle of Boar page, and I'm a fan, and I want to decide whether or not I want to support this project. I want to support the creator. So I scroll down to About the Project. And the About the Project has a lookbook, a poster, a log line, and story. Every project has a lookbook. Some projects have video, and if there's video, you can add it and you can watch it, but it's not a requirement. But everybody has to have a lookbook, and a lookbook is a pitch deck for a project. So you take a look at the lookbook, you take a look at the storyline, you read through it, and the last place that you can go to find out more about a project is the newsreel. And the newsreel is the ongoing conversation between creators and fans. The newsreel is the tool that the creator uses to update fans about what's going on and get them excited enough about their project to hopefully get them to support their project. And as you can see, Joshua posted yesterday, pre-concept trailer last 5 months. He asked some questions. He's got some people responding. People are, I think this is a great project and I can't wait. It's pretty new. It's only, I think, been on the platform for about a week. And one of the things that's interesting is it's only been on the platform for a week, but there's already been 909,000 tokens staked by 59 unique users. So anyway, once you've decided, once you've decided that this is a project that you think is interesting, that you want to support, most of what's important to you as a fan happens inside this green line. The first thing you can do is you can stake your projects. Remember, I said this is a DAO, and as a decentralized autonomous organization, its goal is to use an algorithm and fan interaction via a number of different support modalities to help the projects that the fans think are the best projects gain a higher Go score. So this thing right here is called the Go score, and this is the algorithmic representation of everything that happens on the platform. And it takes data from on the platform and off the platform. It takes data from how people interact. And what do those people do? And where did they go? And what other projects did they interact with? And it uses that machine learning from on-platform interaction. It takes data from off-platform sources like Google Analytics, where people come from, how long are they on the data, and information that's important to that. And then it takes data from things like the open source movie database and other places, which bring in past film success data. So this data helps determine this Go score, and the higher a Go score, the higher a project has potential for commercial viability. And it gets a Go score by people doing stuff inside this green line. The first thing you can do is stake. You click on the stake button, you say, I'm going to stake 100 tokens. You hit stake, you get a little pop-up receipt saying you staked some tokens, and you can see now that it is processing. And one of the things I want to point out is there is a global crypto community which pales in comparison to the size of the global entertainment community. And we've always worked very hard to thread the line of usability for crypto people, legitimate usability, and ease of use for non-crypto people. So when you stake tokens, you don't have to worry about gas. And all I did was I put in 100 and I hit stake and I have stakes. But if I click on the transaction, there's a Polygon scan transaction record. I mean, this is, getting written to the blockchain. It is a blockchain transaction. And the other thing I want to point out, because it's important to know, is there's an unstake button next to my stake, because these are my tokens. Now, I could take them away if I wanted to. Now, if I unstake them, there are going to be some downsides to unstaking, but these are my tokens. And here's the thing, while my tokens are staked to this project, I'm earning tokens. So that's how my account grew from 25 tokens to 50,000 tokens, was from earning tokens for supporting projects. And I can click on this button, and now these 12.16 fan tokens are being added into my wallet. As you can see, I have a transaction that's processing, and they just got added into my wallet. So I can write a review. I have written a review for this project. I think this project is dope, you know? So, and in writing this review for this project, again, written to the blockchain, I helped support this project and move its Go score upwards. I can also refer the project, and in referring the project, I'll even earn some tokens for referring the project. And as you can see, I am a super fan. Now here's the thing. So this super fan is like the end all be all to supporting a project. And the super fan, why be a super fan? Well, you have to stake at least 100 fan to become a super fan. Yeah, you have to get ranked as a super fan, and then you have to say staked. But the things that it's going to do is it's going to give you priority access to funding rounds and potential returns. It's going to give you a chance to earn executive producer credits and more. It's going to give you early peeks at content and direct connections with filmmakers. So, and this is a new and evolving and important aspect of what we're doing right now. And we're really, really excited about it because the response has been fantastic, not only from fans that we went through the process of showing this to and getting feedback from, but the creators are really excited to offer perks for their projects. You know, things like signed limited edition NFTs of posters signed by the cast and all kinds of interesting things, like a virtual table read, so you can actually attend a table read of the movie you want to virtually. And honestly, there's really no limit of the really cool things that will become available to creators for, to fans from their creators. As this evolves, it'll become more fun. And that place where your audience can go to be the first five, that's club.film.io, and that's our marketplace. And there's going to be an ever-expanding marketplace with new things on there, and at some point we'll give creators the ability to post their own perks and to earn income from posting perks. Because remember, our mission as a platform is to help creators go through these 4 parts of the journey. The first one is proof originality. So this one, they clicked on that create button, they created a project, they submitted for approval, and it was approved. And we give them this QR code, which is a time date stamp, which will live immutably and transparently on the blockchain. And they can use it in a DCMA suit if somebody challenges their intellectual property rights as proof that it went live, this project, on November 5th, 2024. And we're always trying to help creators protect their IP. The next is proof of adoption. You have to get at least 10 unique people to stake at least 10,000 tokens to earn proof of adoption. And then this is development and funding stage. So I like to say that our job, our number one mission, has been to do the best job that we can to create a marketplace where creators have access to as many different funding modalities as possible. Like an NFT studio where they can mint and sell NFTs, like a crowdfunding module where they can launch a Reg CF, a Reg A, or a Reg D and raise anywhere from $5 million to $500 million from accredited and non-accredited investors, depending on which, crowdfunding tool they use. We're planning a second token, the film token. We call it a store of value. It's kind of like a Bitcoin, and it'll be a DeFi token where where creators can use IP to launch crowd loans. We have plans to launch a third token, the TIX token, and make a token available to creators to pre-sell streams. Because let's face it, creators aren't all equal, and neither are their projects. Some creators have no access, and they have a great idea, but they don't know how to bring that to the screen. Some creators have made hundreds of projects and are seasoned pros. Some creators want to make a short film that might cost 10 grand. Maybe they just want to pre-sell streams and just make their short film and sell it to their audience and and then take it on the film festival circuit. And some people want to make Star Trek Discovery, which is, 6 seasons and $15 million an episode, 13 episodes a season. So you're talking $1 billion, franchise there. And the thing is, while I believe that the majority of the world that is trying to get access are smaller filmmakers, larger filmmakers have the same problem because studios aren't making passion projects, and all the A-list actors in the world have projects they want to do that they can't get made any more than a creator that doesn't have access to get made. You'd be surprised how hard it is and how many times we've heard the story from names you'd recognize that they can't get their films made because, again, if the majority of your decisions are made based upon the financial upside of a project and how to maximize that, you have a fairly, you got a box, and that box has some pretty defined parameters of what has to be real for this kind of a project to work for your studio. It's just as simple as that. And the smaller the organization, the smaller the studio, the bigger the box is, because the less rules that they have to follow and the more rules they can break. I mean, their own rules, they can break their own rules. So anyway, and then the last module is distribution. So distribution starts with today streaming services, and streaming services all need content. You know what I mean? They just need content. So streaming services like, as an example, Amazon Studios or Warner Brothers, HBO, they need content, and they have the same issues as everybody else. The only projects that they can count on financially are the ones that have an engaged audience. And we know, because we have advisors from big studios as well as friends in the big studios, that finding projects that have an engaged audience and great development materials and data, because remember, a lot of this is about data today. Even in this industry, studios want to minimize risks. So part of what this platform does is provide data to creators to help them prove the viability of their project. It helps them build audience, again, to prove the viability of their project. It helps them raise money so that they can make their project, which ends up putting them in a better financial position to get distribution. And as all the distribution vehicles evolve and change, so Filmio is a platform where creators come to build audience, raise the funds they need for production, and find distribution. Fans come to earn leverage, earn the ability to provide support, interact with projects, potentially gain perks and even potentially, invest in projects and receive returns on investments in those projects. And fans, I always like to say that you can be a creator on Filmio, you can be an investor on Filmio, everybody is a fan. And you can be all three, or you can be two. I always like to say to creators, one of the best things about this platform is you have to be a fan. You can't realize your goals as a creator if you don't also act as a fan. So it's creators supporting creators, fans supporting creators, investors supporting creators, and using the fairness of a DAO, the democratization of a DAO, to make these things happen. Because right now, the popular vote, which is important, is not what determines financial outcomes in industries.
Man, I love it. What an incredible explanation of everything there. So, so much to digest. But man, it really, you really went through everything well. Thank you so much for that. I got a quick question. So, you mentioned a lot of these, creators and different people that don't really have a voice, and that this is a way for them, to get known. What are your plans? So I I look at Filmio and I think to myself, what an amazing concept, what an amazing product and company. But if nobody knows about you, then it's not, then it doesn't ever blow up. So what are your plans for taking this kind of more mainstream and really getting it out there and known in the world?
All of those things are in process right now. Spinning up all of our KOLs. So one of the beautiful aspects of the platform is it has a viral loop in it, which is creators can invite their fans, and their fans get on the platform and support their endeavors. And remember, some creators might have 100 fans. Some creators have millions of fans. It is really, we are right now, we believe, taking the important formative steps to make sure, because user experience, ability to deliver funding to projects, if you want Hollywood, and I use that term loosely, but if you want the world's filmmakers to participate, you have to prove to them that you can get what they need. Because here's some things. Think about this. On Filmio, you have to work. Everywhere you go, you have to work. But on Filmio, to make Filmio work, you have to work. So you have to commit to the endeavor in the way that you might commit to launching a social media campaign, or you know what I mean? There, you have to participate. You have to get in there. You have to grow your audience. I think that the platform offers some tools that have never existed before in one place, and I think it is incredible that these things are all coming online and providing these tools to creators. But creators, they get beat up pretty bad pretty much all the time, and they're skeptical because it's a tough industry. We were at South by Southwest in January of this year, and we sponsored the Filmmakers Lounge. And I talked to 150, 200 creators in the couple of days I was there. And I always made sure I asked them one question, and they always gave me the same answer. And here it was. So how much money did you make from your last movie?
Right? Zero or worse, probably in most cases. They probably spent money.
Nobody ever makes any money. And the thing is, they usually lose the money that they invested in their project. And my response is to the world is, you shouldn't have to lose money to make an independent film. I mean,
Right.
granted, if your film is bad and nobody wants to see it, you may lose money. But if your film's great, you should be able to earn at least a decent living from filmmaking.
Right.
Right?
So, yeah, absolutely. I don't know all of the story and controversy behind it, but would this platform be something that a movie like, The Sound of Freedom, that seems like it was put on a shelf and had a lot of trouble actually getting, out to the public? The Sound of Freedom with Jim Cavalieri, the one about the child trafficking or whatever. I don't know how much of that, how much of that is true, how hard it was to actually get somebody to promote it. But it seems like a good example of an incredible movie that people loved that maybe we might have never seen. And it seems like your platform might be a great solution for situations like that.
So it's a really good question. And the thing is that democratization, decentralization is all about taking away the controls, and controls are exhibited financially in this planet. I mean, that's how this thing works. And what made that film successful was the groundswell, right? It's like the Blair Witch Project. It's like the Babadook. It's like the Martian. These projects that would not have seen the light of day if there hadn't been a crowdfunding campaign, or there hadn't been a way for a large community of committed fans to come in and support the project and make it happen. What they did is very much in line with exactly what we're doing.
Right. Awesome. I love it. Well, let's run over to CoinGecko here real quick. I want to share with my community, a little bit of the tokenomics on the project. So, folks, it's important. I want to, definitely say that this is not financial advice. Ian and I are not financial advisors. These views that I'm getting ready to share with you are not Ian's views. He has nothing to say about the investability of this project. That's all on my shoulders. But I just wanted to share with you, I'm not even going to tell you that you should or should not buy this token. I just want to give you guys a little bit of information so you can do your own due diligence and make your own decision. But we can tell you why we're excited here at Infinite Crypto. You can see here that this thing has a current market cap of about $8 million. It's got a little bit more of a fully diluted market cap, but those tokens that haven't been dispersed yet are going to be getting dispersed slowly out over several years. So you don't have to worry about, in my opinion, you don't have to worry about a bunch of tokens, flooding the market and messing with the price. The other thing that we were really impressed about when it came to this project is you can see here, folks, that, back just, 6-7 months ago, this project was sitting at almost 7 cents. It's down 90% from its all-time high. And here at Infinite Crypto, we believe that's an opportunity. You guys can see from everything that Ian went through today how hard this company is working. This is not a dead project. This thing is well and alive and moving forward. And so if you believe that it has the potential to get back to where it was at its peak and above, then what an incredible opportunity to possibly get in, at this 0.066. And then markets wise, folks, you can go buy this right on MEXC, or you can get it on Uniswap. So if you're a guy that likes centralized exchanges, go grab it on MEXC. If you like to have control over your tokens, which I recommend, get them into your Polygon Matic, wallet on MetaMask or wherever you hold your tokens. But, you can buy them on the Polygon network for literally almost zero fees. But yeah, folks, we really believe that this has some incredible potential, and we look forward here on the channel to, covering this in the future. I know that you guys have a lot of updates and exciting things that are coming that we weren't able to talk about today, but I sure hope that you'll be open to coming back to the channel and having another conversation with us in the not too distant future.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. So, folks, once again, you know, the link to their Twitter, the link to their Telegram, the link to their Discord are all going to be in the channel. And, you know, please go, get follow them and get into their groups. But most importantly, as he demonstrated earlier in this video, go to, was that website that they want to go to, the app.film.io, correct?
That's the actual platform. That's where all the magic happens.
Go to that platform. The link will be right at the top of the description and in the first comment, and create your account, because that's how, so not only is that how you're going to, interact with Filmio and decide, if you want to buy some tokens and start staking the tokens and supporting these projects, but that's also where you're going to be able to create your account and be one of the 5 people that these guys so generously gave, $500 worth of tokens. 100 people. 5 people are going to win $100 worth of their
$100 worth of tokens.
Yeah, yep. through that link. So, with that, Ian, if you've got any last minute, things that you'd like to touch on or say, I'll let you have it. If not, we'll let these incredible viewers go enjoy the rest of their day. And I know you've got probably another 8 or 10 or 12 hours of work to do before you're going to call it a night.
I would just say, we as a collective community of people, all of us on the world, have to come together and make the world a better place, make the world a fairer place, make the world a place where we all have some fun and we can all access. And, the thing is, I love film and television. I'm a film and television super freak. And I want to see the beautiful stories from all of the voices all over the world. And that's the other part of what this is about, is listening to these great stories from these beautiful people. So, get on the platform. It's all upside. You get influence. You earn token rewards. Those tokens, at some point, you'll be able to sell them. I'm just saying,
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Amen. One of my favorite sayings in life is making a living while making a difference. And so I really like your platform because, there's some profitability, that is sure to come as this thing, takes off and grows. But it's really got an incredible mission behind it, and you are making a difference. So, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to staying in touch. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Ian, for being here, and God bless. Have a great day, and we'll see you all again in the next video.